Recent reports indicate that OPPO has gone through some sort of slump in our country, which is probably the reason why the company has decided to bring the R17 Pro to our shores. This is surprising because OPPO's R series traditionally never made it to India. I've had a chance to test out the R17 Pro right before the launch in Mumbai, and here are my first impressions of the same. Hi, I'm Ershad from Mr. Phone, and let's get this video started, which was incidentally shot in 1080p using the OPPO R17 Pro's front camera. One look at the OPPO R17 Pro and you're immediately reminded of the OnePlus 6T, which is not very surprising considering the fact that both OnePlus and OPPO come under the same BBK Electronics banner. Coming back to the design of the phone, the moment I took it in the hand, the R17 Pro felt a whole lot more premium than the OnePlus 6T. The R17 Pro's satin finish glass feels incredible to the touch. The phone is also adequately dense, making it easy to hold and use with one hand. But the most attractive feature of the OPPO R17 Pro is the new gradient color that looks plain stunning. The deep blue merges with the purple beautifully and the color shifts gorgeously at different angles. It is probably the most premium OPPO phone I've ever held in my hand, even more so than the OPPO Find X. At the bottom you get a USB Type-C port with a single speaker sitting to its left. The SIM card, which accepts 2 nano SIM cards, is placed on the right of the Type-C port. The two missing features in the phone are the headphone jack and a memory card slot. The lack of a 3.5mm jack is definitely a bummer, but the missing memory card isn't going to be much of an issue with 128GB of internal storage space. On the front you have a 6.4-inch AMOLED panel with a display resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixels. The display is intruded only by a tiny water drop style notch at the top, which in my opinion is not very offensive. I honestly found the display to be crisp and colorful. The R17 Pro has 3 cameras on the rear, but with one caveat. The primary 12-megapixel camera offers a variable aperture of f/1.5 and f/2.4 just like the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. But unlike the Note 9, you cannot manually change the aperture on the R17 Pro. The secondary 20-megapixel camera with an f/2.6 aperture lens is solely there for creating a beautiful bokeh effect using the portrait mode. There are a few portrait lighting features on offer as well. The third camera is the most interesting one on a smartphone yet. It is a time-of-flight 3D stereo camera that can be used to create a 3D image of a person by quickly moving around the subject. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any way to capture the 3D stereo image, and therefore it is useless at the moment, almost like a third blind eye. On the front, inside the notch, you get a massive 25-megapixel selfie camera. I didn't get time to analyze the pictures as such, but you can take a look at some of the camera samples I managed to capture. Honestly, all of these do look pretty good in my opinion. The selfies especially look pretty awesome. It is a flagship camera after all. The OPPO R17 Pro has a Snapdragon 710 chip inside with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of onboard storage. This is not a potent SoC for a flagship smartphone, but it's not bad at all. I'm more concerned about ColorOS 5.2 on top of Android 8.0 Oreo on the R17 Pro. It is not exactly flagship grade software, you see. Anyway, it is too soon to tell about how the chipset performs and how is the software, but I'd be interested to test it out in a full review. The most important feature of the hardware is definitely the new SuperVOOC charging tech that can apparently charge the phone from 0 to 100% in 40 minutes. That is just mind-boggling technology. It is even faster than the Huawei Mate 20 Pro's supercharging tech. OPPO could make this possible by splitting the 3700 mAh battery into 2 halves of 1850 mAh each. Also, OPPO bundles a crazy big 50-watt charger in the box. So these were my first thoughts of the OPPO R17 Pro. While it is too soon to tell how the market reacts to OPPO's first R series phone in the country, I think the R17 Pro is definitely an interesting proposition for a lot of folks. Almost everything about the R17 Pro feels flagship grade except for the mid-range chip. But let it be known that the Snapdragon 710 is no slouch either. It is only the second best chipset when compared to the Snapdragon 845. That should count for something. Regardless, I'm pretty intrigued and happy with my limited time with the R17 Pro. Do let us know in the comment section below what you thought about it. Until next time, this is Ershad signing off. Goodbye.